How does it feel to be an Ember main? Not good. Ember's the first character to join your party, covering any kind of pyro needs, if you have to do any puzzle. She also fits the role of a supporter, providing tools to dish out some kind of elemental pyro damage. But not only are her support tools outclassed by other characters, her damage isn't even better than that of your main character. So essentially, she's a character that sits at the bottom of tier lists and is meant to be replaced ASAP. But despite this, I and other people have tried to make her work, and this video will be a tale of what it's like to main her, as in trying to have her do the heavy lifting of your team. This includes main DPS, exploration, and supportive capabilities that can consist of crowd control and the like. So without further ado, now hold on just a moment. Did you know? The majority of the people who watch my channel aren't actually subscribed. Might I remind you that if you do, my videos will show up in your subscription tab? Crazy, I know. So please hit that subscribe button to help the channel and in turn help you and other people find my content. Now let's impact. So one thing that I do have to point out as I show my build is that I only have her second constellation, and this was the best I could achieve with my current stonks. For her weapon, I mainly used her with either energy recharge if she's a support, or with her 5-star Skyward Harp choice if I'm trying to maximize my damage. These builds are what gave me the least hair pulling experience from maining her for so long. Man, shut the fuck up! Ember in combat is bad at dealing damage. Taking a look at her base stats and talent percentages, it's obvious she would never excel in that department in comparison to any other character, especially to the 5-star ones. But to maximize her potential in dealing damage, I found that elemental reactions were a must. Not only that, but since she's a bow user, she needs either Sucrose, Venti or Kazuha to gather enemies so that our bunny girl can actually hit multiple enemies. Her elemental skill is throwing a bunny doll that taunts enemies and explodes after some time, but if you have her second constellation, you can actually shoot its feet and trigger the explosion earlier, dealing double damage. The burst is her shooting multiple waves of arrows in an area. Nothing amazing, but there are two things that this ability actually has in its favor. Currently, Ember's burst is the fastest pyro application in the game. Probably even the fastest elemental application in the game, but we'll go beyond that. The second good thing about this is that her 6th constellation can turn Ember into a surprisingly good support given the right situations. And on topic of constellations, her first one merely gives you an extra arrow in your charge attacks. Oh! Ew! Dude! What the f? And her 4th one gives less cooldown on her elemental skill and also adds an extra charge, so you can spam 2 bunny. Good! Now, given all these tools, let me show you how she goes against everyone's favorite volunteer boss. And as you can see, at most she can deal a few bursts of damage and then she runs out of juice. And the story only gets worse for the other bosses. Ember is average in exploration. She at most is useful in providing the ranged fire attacks necessary for puzzles, and there's that talent that reduces gliding stamina, but that's the end of it. But now for the real deal. Why the heck would you ever main Ember? I'd say that there's only 2 reasons. You either like the character, and are a masochist, or you just want to poke some fun at your friends when joining co-op with them, and you are a masochist.
Hey y'all, come look at this!
Ember struggles against so many enemies, if not all of them. She's a bad character at her core, even if her percentages were any good. And Ember's problems include many, but are not limited to horrible base stats, horrible talent percentages, elemental skill taunts suck, elemental skill's explosion hitbox suck, elemental skill can be knocked around by enemies, useless talents that fix nothing, energy problems even though she only needs 40 energy, useless C1, C2 only works with a fully charged shot and the place to shoot can be a real pain, only becoming a character in C2, only becoming useful in C6, no signature weapon, no artifact set that fits perfectly. I mean, how? And finally, starter character, meaning getting constellations for her is way harder. So yeah, that's it. I suffered way too much to make this video. So at least in the end, I hope you learned something from this, but please never main her, dear bunny god.